So the rival teams to Renault, Formula One, have not really minced their words when it comes to the likely exit of the French manufacturer as an engine manufacturer in Formula One. It's looking likely as well that they might actually sell the team, but what's pretty much certain is that the engines are going to go after 25. But yeah, their rivals have not been too kind, really, when they've been saying, oh yeah, basically don't let the door hit you on the backside on the way out. Let me just read what's been said here, because yeah, this comes across as just like, yeah, we don't care, really. We've got more engine manufacturers coming into the sport, so you leaving really doesn't make any difference to us. But that's how I read it anyway. Let me just go through this full article on the F1 Chronicle as always, guys. Do check it out if you haven't already. Rival teams have played down the likely loss of Renault as a works engine manufacturer in Formula One. The French car maker is in the process of rejigging the purpose of the F1 engine factory at Viry-Châtillon and in talks with potential customer power unit suppliers for 2026 and beyond. I think it's always bad news when you lose an OEM, original engine manufacturer? I think so. Red Bull team boss Laurent Mekies said, obviously one of the big targets of these new regulations for 2026 was to attract more OEMs. So ultimately, if it goes, it means that we'll get +1 with Audi and -1 with Alpine. It's not good news, but luckily it comes at a time where there are many manufacturers in Formula One. So I'd say that the sport can well afford this change. Yeah, because of course Audi are coming in as a works manufacturer, Honda are coming in as a engine supplier to be the works engine of Aston Martin effectively, and then you've obviously got Ford that are coming in to sponsor the Red Bull powertrain as well, and of course Cadillac as well, hopefully coming in as an engine supplier eventually too. Alessandro Aluni Bravi, representing the newly Audi-owned Sauber team, that is a mouthful, agrees with Mekies that Renault's apparent decision does not mean the 26 engine framework has already failed. I think that the PU regulations are very attractive for new manufacturers, and of course Audi is the perfect example. So I think it's something that's different from Renault's decision here. I think as Formula One we need to be clear on this. Sometimes it can happen, and that's true, you know, they can leave and pack their bags whenever they want to, and I think it is kind of sad in a way, because we've not had a had a Renault engine on the grid for over 30 years, I think, at this point. I can't remember the last time this happened. So it is sad from that, from that kind of regard. But at the end of the day, Renault haven't really had any success since they've come back. Ever since, obviously they had a lot with Red Bull in the V8 era, but ever since Red Bull went to Honda, they've had a lot of success there. And right now, the only team on the grid that has Renault engines is Renault. Is Alpine, effectively, The likes of McLaren have had them before, it just didn't work out. Red Bull, it didn't work out with them for a long time in the V6 era. Ever since we switched to the V6 era, the Renault works team, Alpine, before Renault, have only had one Grand Prix win in that time, in nearly 10 years. If that's not a failure, I don't know what is. But yeah. And while F1 is losing Renault as an engine manufacturer, Red Bull is adding a power unit program to its existing status as a pure chassis designer. Christian Horner says he is open to supplying Red Bull Ford engines to customer teams in the future. He said, with our facilities we can supply engines to 4 teams, he said. In the short term we are focusing on the 2 Red Bull teams, but we are open to this in the future. The F1 world is currently waiting for Renault Alpine's next move in Formula One as speculation starts to mount that a new executive advisor, Flavio Briatore, was really brought on board to prepare the team for sale. And that is what Gerard Leroux said in another story I brought you guys not too long ago either. We've also got the new team principal in Oliver Oakes as well. I will read out just the last bit of this article here. Auto Build thinks the installation of high-tech founder Oliver Oakes as the new team boss is a sign that Alpine could be acquired by investors linked with the Russian billionaire Dmitry Mazepin. Oh no, Who is the father of former driver Nikita Mazepin? The new shareholder at High-Tech since 2023 is Vladimir Kim, a billionaire from the former Soviet Republic of Kazakhstan, said correspondent Ralph Bach. And that's apparently why High-Tech couldn't come into Formula One, because of their links to Kazakhstan and by default Russia. He is also considered a confidant of Mazepin. Briatore also has connections to Russia and Azerbaijan. He does. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? Flavio. Yeah, he gets about, doesn't he? He really gets about. So there we go, guys. the Mazepins could be back in Formula 1. Great. I didn't expect to be reading that. But yeah, basically the stuff from Red Bull kind of just reads as, yeah, tough. Because we obviously know that they had a very messy divorce from Renault back in the day, back in 2018 or whenever it was. So yeah, imagine if Red Bull supply Alpine. Imagine. The tables have very much turned, but I think it's more likely Alpine are going to go out of the sport. But will Formula 1 allow a sale to a Kazakh investor who has strong links to Mazepin? I don't think they would. But could they stop it? Probably. We'll have to see. But yeah, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this as always. And yeah, for much more Formula 1 news content, keep it tuned right here to the F1Chronicle.com.